In this recording, I want to talk about one of the fun parts of Microsoft Word, and that's word art. Word art allows you to do some very fancy things with text. For the most part, it's great for titles, those kinds of things. I'm using the Unit 1 sample file that I've recopied from the recording support files. You should find those in your student files. I don't need this folder anymore, so I'm just going to mess this one up here. This document's just got some text in it. And I'm going to add throughout these 4 recordings for Unit 1 some clip art, some columns, some section breaks, and so on. Okay, so it's just got a bunch of text, and the first thing I want to do is add some word art to this. So to insert word art, just using the insert menu. And over here you find word art, and you've got a bunch of styles that you can choose from. I think to start with, I'll choose this red one. And notice if you don't have any text selected, next thing I'm going to do is select some text first. If you don't have any text selected, you get a box that looks like this, and then you can modify it and put whatever you want in here, like newsletter. And now you've got some clip art. Now, first of all, clip art, or pardon me, word art, when it first comes in is wrapped. Read a little bit in the text about wrapping. Initially, it's wrapped to be in front of the text. The book kind of shows you why. What most people do is make their margin a little bit bigger, and then they put this word art in their margin. That's one way to handle it. Another way to handle it is to use the top and bottom wrapping. So I'm going to switch it. So now all the text comes below it, and this is sitting at the top. If you look at this style and then decide you don't like it, you can change it. Now notice, first of all, when I clicked inside here, I'm now in edit mode, so I can add a couple of characters, take them back out again. But I don't have the word art itself selected, because I can tell that because of the dotted lines. If I want to select the word art, let's pump this up a little bigger so maybe it's easier to see. If I want to select the actual word art, then I need to click on that till I get a solid line. And that's the same thing with pictures and text boxes. If it's not a solid line, you don't have the object selected, you're editing it inside. Now that I've edited it, I can change its style. Maybe I want to go something a little fancier like this. And that'll tweak it. Right? So that's one way to create word art, just create it from scratch. But I already have a title here, so I'm going to delete my word art. Again, because it's a solid line, I can delete it. And I'm going to take the existing text, and the first thing I'm going to do is make it either the normal style or remove its formatting. That way any formatting that's on there doesn't affect the word art itself. If you have boldface, font sizes, those kinds of things, it can affect the word art. So it's best to just make this plain, and then let's create more word art here. Insert word art. I'm just going to go right to the style that I want this time, and immediately change it to top and bottom wrapping again. Okay. Now, other things that you can do with this is, first of all, stretch it. I can resize it. These green lines you see are new in Office 2013. They help you align. I'm currently aligned with my left margin and my top margin, so that's kind of helpful as I'm sizing. And if I come here, you saw that other green line kind of flash. I lost it. There it is. If I come here, oh, can't find it. There it is. That means I'm at the right margin. Well, why isn't it showing on the ruler? The ruler is currently showing me the margins of my word art. Okay, but that's the right margin of the document, somewhere around 6.5 inches. Another way to do this is to look at the document itself and see that I've got a 6.5 inch body of text here. I can take my clip art and use the Drawing Tools Format ribbon. That's a very commonly used one, to change the size, the width of it, so that it matches the width of the page. Now it's already centered. Notice that this word art has an anchor. Usually that's when the word art itself is selected. This anchor is what this word art is attached to. So if I anchor it to this Casey's cat line here, if the Casey's cat line works or moves for one reason or another, then the word art will go with it. What most books will recommend is that you have a blank line near the top of your document that you anchor this to, so that if you move any of the contents, the word art itself stays at the top. Other things, we can modify its shape style. We can modify the word art styles. We've already seen that, all the different styles here, but you're not stuck with these. You know, if I wanted a red shadow, I could probably do that. See if I can figure it out, or just dream this up on my own here. Here's shadows. All right, and here's some shadow options. And here's the color. So I could change that to a maroon, and maybe that's what I want, but I think I like it better the way it was, so I'm going to undo that. But nothing about this word art is fixed. You can change it all you want. Undo. Now it's back. Word art is selected. Another thing I wanted to show you is transformations. These used to be much easier in older versions of Word. Now that's a little tricky. You've got to use the text effects and choose transformation. And now you can transform your text, and this is all alive, so you can touch these things and see the text wrapping around, changing shape. And one of my favorite ones is this one called Square. What it does is it takes the text that's in the word art and it stretches it to fill the entire word art box. So I'm going to use that one. With any of these transformations, you will also get a pink box like this one that allows you to control the transformation. If you have a wave, for instance, and you want it to be less wavy, you can use these this pink control box to do that. This text is actually slanted, but right now it's not slanted at all. I can drag the pink box a little bit, and as I drag it, you can see those black lines moving. That's extra slanted. Okay. And I can pull it back again now and make it a little less slanted. I want a little slant to my title, but not a lot. There. That's good. Of course, I could also have made it italics. Lots of different ways that you can control your word art. And again, using the word art ribbon, drawing tools ribbon, you can make all kinds of changes to make this look exactly the way you might want to look. Looks like I lost my square. There it goes. Just by clicking on it, it went back to normal for a second. All right, I hope that helps you inserting your word art. Remember, this can go anywhere, but the book likes to put them in the margins. I like to use top and bottom wrapping, but when you're doing your assignments, make sure you follow the book.